evening and welcome to Senior Night at your Guymon Lady Tiger Softball Field 2018. First, we'd like to recognize our opponent, the Hooker Bulldogs, and their 4 seniors. First senior is Ryan Huskamp. Our next senior is Taylor Parker. Next we have Jackie Fernandez. And their 4th senior is Jordan Pritchard. Hooker seniors, congratulations on all your accomplishments. I think they want to get a picture of the 4 of you real quick. While she's taking that picture, I'd like to thank Guymon Softball, wants to thank our loyal sponsors, Curtis Farms and Phillips 66. Thank you, Clay, Kara, Greg, and Crystal. And another thank you goes out to the GHS Drumline for joining us tonight to show their support. This evening we have 7 seniors from Guymon High. If you would hold your applause until the athlete's bio is finished being read, that would be nice. Thank you. Our first senior tonight is Alex Curtis. Alex is escorted by her parents, Clay and Kara Curtis. Alex is a 4-year varsity letterman for our GHS softball program. Alex is also a member of National Honor Society. She is a 4-year letterman for our Guymon cheerleading squad and a 3-year member of the varsity swim team, where she qualified for state her sophomore and junior year. Alex is also a 1-year varsity track member. Next fall, Alex would like to attend Oklahoma State University, where she plans to major in interior design. Alex's favorite team memory is when Coach Heath became the head softball coach here her sophomore year of high school. Alex would like to thank both her mom and dad for dedicating a lot of time and money into her softball career. Alex says she is beyond grateful for her mom, who has coached her since she was 5 years old. Alex would also like to thank her high school coaches for all their time and effort towards this team. Lastly, Alex would like to thank the fans who have traveled around and supported this team, with a special thanks to her #1 fan, Erin Huckins. Alex, Guymon Softball would like to thank you for working hard, loving the game, and never giving up. Our next senior is Avery Curtis. Avery is escorted by her parents, Clay and Kara Curtis. Avery is a 4-year varsity letterman for our GHS softball program. She is a 4-year letterman for our Guymon cheerleading squad and a 1-year member of the varsity swim team. Alex is also a 4-year varsity track member, where she qualified for state in the 2-mile relay. Avery is also a proud member of National Honor Society. Next fall, Avery plans to attend Oklahoma State University, where she would like to major in applied exercise science and dreams of becoming a radiology technician. Avery's favorite team memory is winning her first regional game her junior year in high school. Avery would like to thank her parents for driving to all of her games and supporting her through her softball career. She would like to extend a special thank you to her mom for coaching her during the summers. She would like to thank her high school coaches for the amount of time they have dedicated to the team and helping her become a better player. Lastly, Avery wants to thank the parents and fans who have supported this team by traveling to many games through the years. Avery, Guymon Softball thanks you for all your hard work, your dedication, and that sweet smile through the years. Our next senior is Shayla Eastland. Today, Shayla is escorted by her grandparents, Joanne Mallard and Donnie Dempsey. Shay has been a part of our GHS softball program for 2 years. She was also a 2-year member of the Guymon volleyball team. Shayla is also a 4-year member of the GHS basketball and soccer programs. Shayla proudly attends Guymon's Victory Center. Next fall, Shayla would like to attend the University of Central Oklahoma, where she plans to focus her studies in pre-med or pre-law. Something Shayla will remember the most about this team is how the girls always have each other's backs. That's her favorite. Shayla would like to thank God for giving her the ability to do what she loves and for blessing her with so many great people in her life. Shayla, Guymon Softball thanks you for being such a joy, working hard, and sharing your blessings with us. Our next senior is Macy Hawthorne. Macy is escorted by Jamie and Derek Houston. Macy has been with the GHS softball program for 4 years. She also played basketball for 2 years. Macy is a member of the Pride of the Panhandle Band and National Honor Society. Next fall, Macy would like to attend Oklahoma State University, where she would like to study cybersecurity. Macy's favorite team memory is during this year's team bake sale when she met her freshman girls, Kaylee, Nereda, and Daisy. Macy also enjoys her JV team talks after the games. Macy would like to thank God for giving her the ability to play. Macy also thanks her mom and dad for always supporting her. She would like to give thanks to Ishmael Carrillo for pushing her to do her best and beyond. Lastly, Macy would like to thank Coach T, Coach Heath, and Coach Davis for being the voice when it's needed the most. Macy, Guymon Softball thanks you for all of your enthusiasm on the field and your 4 years of hard dedication to this program. Our next senior is Alexis Bishop. Alexis is escorted today by her grandparents, Carol Rhodes and Charlie Rhodes, and her sister, Alyssa Bishop. Alexis is a 4-year varsity player for our GHS softball program. She also plays basketball and runs track for Guymon High. Next fall, Alexis would like to continue her softball career at Southwestern Oklahoma State University while she studies pre-med. Eventually, Alexis would like to be accepted to medical school at Oklahoma University. Lexi's favorite softball memory is when she threw her shoulder out while hitting a home run in the Beaver tournament. But don't worry, she made it home. Alexis would like to thank her family for always being there to support her. She would also like to thank the Curtis, Sappington, and Landis families for always keeping her on track. Alexis would also like to thank her coaches for helping her make the player and the person that she is today. Alexis Bishop, Guymon Softball, would like to thank you for always keeping everything interesting, always giving your all, and always loving the game. Our next senior tonight is Annalisa Gonzalez, also known as Chunky. Annalisa is escorted by her parents, Joe and Jose Gonzalez. Chunky has played softball for 13 years and been with our GHS softball program for 4. Annalisa also played basketball for 3 years, was in choir for 1, and ran track for a year. Next fall, Annalisa would like to attend college in Greeley, Colorado, and dreams of being an inspirational speaker. Chunky says her favorite softball memory is simply being able to step out on the field with her team, the Lady Tigers. Annalisa would like to thank all her coaches, Coach Heath, Coach T, and Coach Davis, for pushing her to be all she can be on and off the field, but would like to extend a special thank you to her coaching mom, Joe, and dad, Jose. She says, "Mom, thank you for being at all my games and supporting me no matter what. I love you. Dad, thank you for always making me go hit, even when I didn't want to, or for always encouraging me." Chunky wants to give her sisters a huge shout out for always loving and caring about her. She loves you all. Annalisa, Chunky, Guymon Softball would like to thank you for always going as hard as you can, always looking to improve, always smiling, and being kind to everyone. Our last senior this evening is Cami Acevedo. Cami is escorted by her parents, Tyler and Tiffany Boyd, and Jimmy and Sonia Acevedo. Cami has played softball for 13 years and has been a part of the GHS softball program for 4 years. Cami is also a 5-year member of Student Council. Cami was in NJHS for 2 years and National Honor Society for 3. Cami has been a class officer for 4 years. She also has been in choir for 7 years and musicals for 4. Cami played 3 years of basketball, 2 years of golf, and ran track for 1 year. Next fall, Cami is looking at attending Seward County Community College to complete her associate's degree. Later, she would like to transfer to Fort Hays and pursue her bachelor's degree in psychology. After, she would like to be a part of the ROTC program in the military. She dreams of being a part of the military's team of psychologists and working with soldiers and veterans who suffer from PTSD. Cami's favorite memory was freshman year during two-a-days when Chunky got a little sick at the end of an Indian run, and Cami went back to check on her. When Cami asked her if she was okay, Chunky replied with a grunt and responded, "Cami, I need a Coke." Cami said she had to laugh because it was not water, but Coke. Cami said it didn't matter that they had just run off all their Cokes from the summer. Chunky needed a Coke. Cami would like to thank her coaches for their support all the way through. Cami would especially like to thank her teammates for pushing her to be her best and pulling her back when needed. To her class of 2018 girls, this is it. She says, "Thank you for standing by her through all the hard times and all the best times. Thank you for supporting her in everything. From musicals to softball games, y'all have been there." Cami feels very blessed to have her teammates. Alex and Avery, Cami says no one would guess such a nerdy kid like herself would have such amazing cheerleader friends like y'all. And you know what? Turns out y'all are just as nerdy as her. Lexi, Cami says she's so proud of the transition you've made. You've been through so much, which makes her heart ache. But the woman you are now and the woman you have chosen to be and your brilliant smile. Shayla, Cami says you are a ball magnet, but no matter what, you always get back up. That shows a lot about your character. Chunky, Cami says she doesn't know what she would do without such an outstanding friend. Macy, don't worry, Cami didn't skip you. In fact, she says she doesn't know if she could breathe correctly, not knowing you won't be right there to pick her up. But it is so exciting for your future and knows that the world can use a girl like you. Lastly, Cami would like to thank all 4 of her parents, aunts and uncles, grandparents, and great-grandparents. Cami claims that she wasn't the easiest kid to raise, but says she wouldn't be the person she is today if she didn't have such an amazing support team at home. Whether you have been watching her from the stands or the front row seats from heaven, Cami loves and appreciates each of you with every fiber of her being. Cami Acevedo, Guymon Softball would like to thank you for your commitment, hard work, respectfulness, and passion through the years. To our seniors, we thank you for all your time and hard work. We wish you the best in all you do. One more round of applause for our 2018 Guymon softball seniors. Okay, we're going to have our starting lineups announced tonight, and so if the Heifer players would come out. Batting first today is in Vallis. You'd like to go up to the first base line, please. Batting second, number 10, Hayes. Batting third, number 11, Pritchard. Next batter, number 23, Parker. Next batter, number 9, Pinion. Following her, 21, Fernandez. 18, Burge. 12, Rodriguez. 13, Heskamp. And number 2, Wayman. And our bench today that will be coming in later is number 3, Ritter. 4, Myers. 6, Wright. 7, Dans. And 30, Ugart. And now starting for your Guymon Lady Tigers. Number 9, Elizabeth Connor, playing third. Number 7, Shayla Eastland, right field. Number 5, Lexi Bishop, shortstop. Number 13, on the mound today, Megan Beller. Number 2, Maggie Landis at second. Number 3, Avery Curtis, center field. Number 1, Alex Curtis, behind the plate. Number 6, Cammy Acevedo, left field. And number 10, Annalisa, whoa, something happened, there we go. Annalisa Chunky Gonzalez at first base. And our great support today is number 11, Cece Sappington. Number 12, Joe Quintera. Number 14, Arrington Johnson. And number 17, Chloe Browning.
If everyone will please stand and remove your hats. Our senior, number 6, Cammy Acevedo, will be singing the national anthem. Thank you. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bolts bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, this is Matthew Sparks coming to you live from PTCI Channel 2,
All right, ladies, let's play
where we
ball.
have the Guymon Tigers taking on the Hooker Bulldogs at the softball complex
How's
today.
your drum line down there? You ready to start?
Starting at pitcher today for the Tigers will be number 13, Beller, who's had a great last couple of games. Guymon sports an 18-11 record here on senior night with 7 seniors on this team, including sisters Alex and Avery Curtis. Hooker also comes in here with an 8-10 record. Head coach Aaron Reese said they are excited to host Texoma in the district tournament last year, but today they want to build up momentum for that, and they want to play hard and prepare well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. How about that, guys?
as we hear the Guymon High School drum line supporting their softball team today, it's a great day here, great weather, and we are ready for some softball. And as we get set to play here, number 1, Vallis, will be the first will be the first batter up for the Hooker Bulldogs.
The first batter today for Hooker is number 1, Vallis.
Alex Curtis will be behind the plate as always for the Tigers. Once again, Beller pitching. And there's the first pitch from Beller. And looks like it was just a little outside the strike zone here as we get started. That's going to be ball number 1. And way outside the strike zone there for Beller. Bit of a rough start, but looking to rebound here. As Vallis is in a good situation for the Bulldogs. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs to begin this game. And Vallis setting up to bat. Beller setting up for the pitch. And ball number 3, just a little outside the strike zone there. Beller in a dangerous position right now. And there's the first strike. Bit of momentum Beller was looking for there as Vallis sets up to bat once again. Beller winds up the pitch. There it is. Vallis swings and misses, so that's going to go down to strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs for Hooker right now. Beller setting up to pitch. And there it is. And that's going to be ball number 4, and Vallis will walk to first base.
Next batter for Hooker, number 10, Hayes.
Coming up to the plate now, number 10 for Hooker, Hayes. And so Beller will try her luck here against Hayes as Hayes sets up at the plate. And shows bunt, but ends up not swinging at it there. And I believe that's going to go down as a ball there. Beller setting up once again to pitch. And that'll go down as a strike. Beller setting up once again. And Hayes makes contact. And that'll be an easy pickoff there. Out number 1. As Hooker now has 1 out.
Our next batter, Miss Jordan Pritchard.
Pritchard coming out to bat for the Bulldogs. They have a runner on second right now as Beller sets up at the mound. And a strike there to lead off this series. Beller setting up to pitch once again. And a little outside the strike zone there. That's going to go down as a ball. So 1 ball and 1 strike for the Bulldogs so far. 1 out to go with it. So Beller sets up once again here. And Pritchard makes contact there, but looks like it's going to go down as a foul. So that's going to be 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Setting up here once again. Beller setting up the pitch. And that's going to be strike number 3. And so Pritchard will head back to the dugout, and number 23, Parker, will come out for the Bulldogs.
Next batter, number 23, Taylor Parker.
Beller having a good game so far, getting her first strike out of the game right there. And here's the next pitch. And that'll be a strike to lead off this series. Beller riding a bit of momentum as Parker, looks to counter that here, setting up the plate. And there's the pitch from Beller. That's going to be low. That's going to go as a ball. Hooker still has number 1, Vallis, running on second. As Beller sets up to pitch. Puts it in there nice and clean, and that's going to be another strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for the Bulldogs. And Parker in a precarious situation here. She has to be careful not to allow another strike. And takes a swing and miss. And that's going to be the second strikeout for Beller. And that's going to be out number 3 for the Bulldogs. That's going to flip field and take us to the bottom of the first. A little bit of background here. Guymon has 7 seniors, pardon me. Hooker with 4 seniors on their team. And Hooker looking for some momentum here as they're about to head into the Hooker-Texoma rivalry next week for the district tournament, and looking to improve their 8-10 record to a little closer to 500 with this game. Bit of good sportsmanship here before the game as some of the Guymon players exchanged roses with the seniors from Hooker. So it's good to see that good inter-school relation there between the two schools. And as we set up to go into the bottom of the first, number 9, Pinnon is gonna, I believe that's Pinion, is coming out to pitch for the Bulldogs. Number 21, Fernandez, is going to be behind plate as they set up here, get a few practice throws in. And first up to bat for the Tigers will be Elizabeth Connor, and she has batted well this season, as have many of the Guymon Tigers. And so we'll see what the Bulldogs can do against them here. Once again, senior night at the Guymon High School softball complex. And what a night for it. A little bit hot, but not too bad. Perfect softball weather and standing room only crowd here for this game. As we get set up to start this half here, Connor coming up to the plate for the Tigers.
Okay, first batter tonight for the Lady Guymon Tigers, number 9, Elizabeth Connor.
Elizabeth Connor setting it up against Pinion. And here's the pitch from Pinion. Comes in low. That's going to be a ball to start out this series for Pinion. Connor setting up the plate once again. And Pinion this time a little high. That's going to be ball number 2. So setting up here, Guymon fans getting loud. Pinion with the pitch. And way high, that's going to be ball number 3. Pinion having a little bit of a rough start here. Connor setting up the plate again. She's in a good situation. And Connor, 4 pitches, 4 balls, and she'll head to first base.
Next batter, number 7, Shayla Eastland.
Number 7, Eastland coming to the plate for the Tigers. Setting up here as Pinion throws out her first pitch, and it's a bunt for Eastland, and she's going to try to make it to first, but can't quite get there. That's going to be a quick out for the Bulldogs. So not quite the right decision there, but that's okay. Guymon is still in a good situation here as Connor resides on second, and Lexi Bishop, sorry about that. Lexi Bishop comes up to the plate for the Tigers. And that comes in low. That's going to be a ball as Pinion gets started here. And Bishop setting up the plate once again. Here's the pitch, and Bishop had to dodge that one. So that comes in a little low. That's going to be a ball. Bishop setting up here once again. And makes good contact with that one way out to center field, and she'll make it to first. And she'll try to make it to second as Connor comes home, giving Guymon a 1-run lead to start this game. So Guymon up 1-0 over the Hooker Bulldogs on Elizabeth Connor's run there. And Bishop at second base.
Pitcher, number 13, Megan Beller.
Here comes the heavy hitter, Megan Beller. And there's the first pitch from Pinion, and that's going to go down as a ball. And Beller, one of the many bright spots on this Guymon team here, as she sets up at the plate again. That'll be a ball again. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out for the Tigers so far. And that's going to come in way low. That's going to allow Bishop to make it to third and no further, as the catcher couldn't quite corral it there. That'd be number 21, Fernandez. And Beller setting up the plate once again. Setting up for the pitch. And Pinion And that'll be her first strike. Good pitch there. So 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out for the Tigers. And Beller will walk as that comes in, ball number 4.
Next at the plate, number 2, Maggie Landis. Maggie Landis.
Number 2, Maggie Landis coming to the plate here, setting up to go against Pinion. And Beller coming out in favor of substitution runner Arrington Johnson. So runners on first and third for the Tigers. And let's see if Landis can bring them home here. Comes in low, and that's going to allow Lexus Bishop to get home. That's going to allow Arrington Johnson to get to third, as Fernandez had a little trouble corralling the low pitch from Pinion. And Landis is still at bat. Landis setting up the plate. Pinion ready to pitch it here. Having a bit of a rough time so far. Comes in close to the face of Landis, and that's going to be ball number 2. Landis sets up once again. Here's the pitch from Pinion. Little outside. That's going to be ball number 3. And Pinion's having a rough go of it. Needs to just settle down and burn one in here. And there's a good pitch straight over the plate, and that's going to be strike number 1. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out for the Tigers so far as Landis sets up once again. And Landis swings and misses at that one. So both players in a precarious situation right now, as Landis cannot afford another strike and Pinion can't afford another ball. And Landis swings and misses, and she will be struck out, making it 2 outs for the Tigers so far as number 3, senior Avery Curtis, comes to the plate.
Up to the plate now, number 3, Avery Curtis. What is wrong with this microphone? Avery Curtis.
And Pinion setting up. Here's the pitch. And a bit of a ball, but she still has a little bit of momentum going from that strikeout on Landis. So see what she can do here. Curtis setting up the plate once again. Pinion with the pitch. And very close to the strike zone, but they're going to call it a ball. So 2 balls, no strikes, and 2 outs for the Tigers. 2-run lead over the Hooker Bulldogs right now. Pinion with the pitch. That comes in very low, but they're going to call it a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning. Coach Richardson giving her some words of inspiration here. A little bit high. That's going to be ball number 3. So Curtis in a great situation right here. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. As Curtis sets up at the plate once again. And a little outside, and she will walk to first. That gives Guymon runners on first and on third.
Up to the plate, your catcher, number 1, Alex Curtis.
Alex Curtis coming to the plate now, the sister of Avery Curtis, if you didn't guess that already. And she'll look to see what she can do here against Pinion. And Pinion setting up for the pitch. And comes in a little high. Curtis tries to get off first base, but she decides better and stays there. So Pinion setting up to pitch once again. That comes in low, and Curtis will head to second base. You can tell she's got the speed to steal some bases when she needs to. And Pinion setting up to pitch once again as Alex Curtis. That's going to be ball number 3 there. And Pinion is in danger of walking 2 batters on 2 series. And there's a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. So Alex Curtis just needs to avoid a mistake here and see if she can get the walk here to load the bases. And swings and misses at that one. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cannot afford another strike here for Curtis. 3 balls here, so let's see what they can do. And Curtis swings and misses. So that's going to be out number 3. And that'll take us to inning number 2. Guymon sporting a 2-run lead over the Hooker Bulldogs as we head into the second. And Coach Richardson heading out to the mound here, as we have a stoppage in play between innings. All right, Guymon's taking the field here, and Megan Beller will retake the mound, getting ready to pitch. And she's had a pretty good night so far with a strikeout to her name. Preparing to get a few practice pitches in here. You can hear the Guymon drum line out here to support the Guymon softball team on senior night. As senior Alex Curtis sets up behind plate to catch these practice pitches. All right. Next up to bat should be the pitcher Pinion for the Hooker Bulldogs. Looking to expand on an up and down evening she's had so far as she'll set up to bat. And she'll face a stiff test here going up against Peller.
The Hooker Bulldogs, number 9, Pinion.
All right. Pinion setting up the home plate and getting some cheers from the away fans here. As Beller pitches, that one comes in low and to our left. That's going to be a ball. Beller setting up to pitch once again. Pinion at the plate. And here's the pitch. And Pinion thinks about swinging it, but doesn't quite decide on that. So that's going to be 2 balls, no strikes, and no outs here for the Bulldogs so far. Beller setting up to pitch once again. And here's the pitch. And Pinion makes contact, but that's going to be a foul ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and 0 outs for the Bulldogs right now. Both teams still in a good situation here. Beller sets up to pitch. There's the pitch. And Pinion swings and misses, and now she's in a bit of a dangerous situation as she cannot allow another strike. That will cause them their first out, with Guymon already having a 2-run lead over the Bulldogs. As Beller sets up to pitch once again. And here's the pitch. And big contact from Pinion, goes straight up in the air, and the Tigers corral it, and that's going to send Pinion to the dugout. Number 21, the catcher, Fernandez, comes out.
Number 21, Jackie Fernandez.
Jackie Fernandez up to the plate for the Bulldogs. Beller setting up to pitch once again here. As we get ready to continue. Fernandez setting up. Beller with the pitch. Comes in low and to the left. And that's going to be ball number 1 for the Tigers. Fernandez setting up the plate once again. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a strike for Beller. A beautiful pitch coming in fast. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out for the Bulldogs right now. Guymon with a 2-run lead at the bottom of the first. Beller with the pitch. And Fernandez swings and misses. That's going to be strike number 2. So Beller in a great situation here for the Tigers. As Fernandez sets up the plate once again with 2 strikes. Cannot allow another one here. And that's going to come in low to Curtis. So a bit of trouble corralling that there as it was a low pitch. And 2 balls and 2 strikes for Fernandez. Beller with the pitch. And Fernandez swings and misses, and she'll head to the dugout. That ended with 2 balls, 3 strikes, and 2 outs now.
Way up to the plate for Hooker, number 18, Burge.
Number 18, Burge, coming up to the plate for the Bulldogs. And Beller setting up to pitch here once again. Let's see if she can continue. A couple of strikeouts on the night. And here's the pitch. Oh, that comes inside, and that's going to be a ball a little close to the body there of Burge. Beller setting up to pitch once again. And here's the pitch. Burge swings at a very low one, and that's going to be strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs for the Bulldogs right here. Burge setting up once again. And here's the pitch. And Burge makes contact. And looks like she'll get picked off right before first. Oh, it's going to be a foul ball. So good pickup there by the Tigers, but they'll call it a foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs, still with a 2-run lead for Guymon. As pitch from Beller.
Good job, Alexi!
Burge makes contact, but will be picked off before first base. And Guymon will flip field here and take us to the bottom, of the second. Guymon with a 2-run lead here early over the Bulldogs. And Pinion, the pitcher, having a bit of a rough time. And the batter's there for Hooker, not able to get anything going. So Guymon with a lot of momentum here as Hooker takes the outfield. Coach Richardson doing a little yard work there at the mound. Getting it all set up as Hooker's ready to take the field. Fernandez coming out once again as pitcher. And as catcher. And Pinion coming out to pitch. So let's see what they can get going.
Drumline down there. Let's give them a round of applause.
And giving a little love to the Guymon High School drum line as they get set up to resume play here. Let's see, I believe it will be Quintero coming out to bat next. Maybe not. Oh, that's going to be number 6. That's going to be Acevedo. My lineup's a little off. And the senior Acevedo ready to come out here. As Pinion's throwing a couple of practice pitches here, coming in low once again to the catcher Fernandez.
Tigers, number 6, Cami Acevedo.
And Cami Acevedo receiving a lot of love from the home crowd here as she takes the plate. Preparing for the pitch from Pinion, and here it is. And that comes in low and on the ground to Fernandez. So that'll be ball number 1 for the Tigers here. High and outside, that's going to be ball number 2 for the Tigers. As Pinion's having a little trouble here. And Acevedo makes a contact, but that'll head out into the parking lot. So Pinion setting up here once again. Acevedo at the plate. And a little bit high there. That's going to be ball number 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike, and no out for the Tigers right now. As Pinion sets up to pitch once again. And that's going to be ball number 4. So a first base ace by Acevedo right there. As number 10.
Number 10, Annalisa Chunky Gonzalez.
Annalisa Gonzalez, the player known as Chunky. And the lefty takes a swing at that pitch from Pinion, but can't quite get it. That's going to be strike number 1 there for Gonzalez. As Pinion with the pitch. And that comes in beautifully. That's going to be strike number 2, so a bit of a struggle here for Gonzalez early. She sets up the plate once again. And low and away. And low and away, that's going to not be able to be corralled by Fernandez, so that's going to allow Acevedo to get on second. As Gonzalez sets up here once again with 1 ball and 2 strikes. And low and away, another ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes here. So Gonzalez in a little bit of a more comfortable position for the Tigers. Setting up at the plate again, here's the pitch from Pinion. And high and very close to the face as Cami Acevedo is called safe on a very controversial call here. So she'll make it to third, and the Hooker fans are not happy here, but she is called safe, and the home fans really like this one. So a bit of a conference at the mound there, and as they'll discuss this, and Coach Richardson giving Gonzalez a little advice here before we resume play. And let's see if they stick with this call here. Guymon still with a 2-run lead here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Both teams in a precarious position. as we get set to resume play. Bottom of the second. And the visiting fans are not happy with this call, as Acevedo will stay on third. Pinion setting up to pitch once again.
Let's go, Anna.
And Gonzalez setting up at the plate. Here's the pitch from Pinion. And Gonzalez swings and misses, and she will be struck out there, as Connor will come up to bat once again. Connor setting up to lead off here. And swings and misses that one. Just can't quite get a hold of it. So Pinion will start out the series with a strike. Guymon already with one out here. Pinion setting up to pitch once again. And that's going to be high and away. Ball number 1 for the Tigers.
At the plate right now is number 9, Elizabeth Connor.
And Cami Acevedo looking to get off third base, but she needs to be careful here. Almost tagged out that last one as Connor makes contact and it goes high and over the fence. So Connor showing plenty of power here, but needs to drive it out more to center field, and let's see if she can do that here against Pinion with 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Connor setting up the plate once again. Here's the pitch from Pinion. And Connor driving it out to right field. And she'll get on first and probably should stay there, as Acevedo comes home, making it a 3-0 lead for the Tigers. Still in the bottom of the second here.
Next up at the plate, number 7, Shayla Eastland.
Shayla Eastland coming up to bat for the Tigers. And let's see what she can get going here. Pinion's been struggling a bit here early, but looks to rebound against Eastland. And here's the pitch from Pinion. Barry comes in very close to Eastland's body. So Connor is able to get back on base before they swing it out to first. And there's the pitch from Pinion, and that's low, and Connor barely able to avoid getting picked off at second there, but she makes it. So Pinion will set up to pitch once again. Eastland at the plate. Eastland setting up here, and you can see the bravery of these Guymon runners, not afraid to try to take a base or two. And Connor coming way off second as Pinion sets up at the mound. Eastland at the plate, and way high there. That pitch,
number 5, Lexi Bishop.
That pitch comes in way high, but Lexi Bishop will come up to the plate for the Tigers. Guymon with a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. All right, Bishop, strike number 1 there. Runners on first and second as she prepares for the pitch. There's the pitch, comes in low. And a bad and not a great throw there from the catcher to third, as Connor is able to make it home to extend the run lead to 4. And Eastland is able to slide into third as the third base dropped the ball. So Bishop up to bat. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 1 runner on third as Guymon sets up here. So Guymon looking to extend their lead here as Bishop comes up to bat, showing a lot of confidence here. Here's the pitch from Pinion, and Bishop makes contact. But they choose to pick the runner off at first rather than picking off Eastland. And yep, that'll extend Guymon's lead to 5 there with the run in by Eastland. 2 outs for the Tigers.
13, Megan Beller.
And the slugger Megan Beller comes back out to hit for the Tigers as Pinion sets up at the mound. Pinion's first pitch. And comes in perfectly. That's going to be strike number 1 against Beller. 2 outs here. So Beller makes contact with this one. That's going to make it 2 strikes, though, as it goes out over the fence here. Beller setting up once again against Pinion. Pinion in a good situation with 2 strikes here, and here's the pitch. And Beller makes contact way to midfield, and she'll be able to get on first to second, and that's where she'll stay as number 2, Maggie Landis, comes up to bat for the Tigers.
Number 2, Maggie Landis.
And the substitute runner, once again, Arrington Johnson, will come out to second in favor of Megan Beller. Landis at bat, ready to see what she can do against Pinion. 2 outs here. And that's going to be strike number 1 as it comes in close, but not close enough to Landis. There's the pitch from Pinion. Landis makes contact, but that's going to make it 2 strikes as they call that a foul. So 2 strikes, 2 outs, 5-run lead for the Guymon Tigers, bottom of the second. No balls so far for Pinion, doing well here on this series. And there's the pitch from Pinion, but that goes off the foot of the catcher there. And that'll give Arrington Johnson a chance to get over on third as Landis comes up to bat once again with 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And Landis needs to make sure to try to make contact with this one. But instead it comes in high, so good situation for Landis. 2 balls, 2 outs, 2 strikes. And better situation for Landis now as that one comes in, making it ball number 3. So the pitcher and the batter neck and neck here. And that's going to come over the back fence and over the stands, so that's going to be called a foul as Landis will head back to home plate after making great contact, just not in the right direction. Pinion up to pitch at the mound once again. Landis at the plate here. And drives one to center field, and she'll get on base as Arrington Johnson makes it home. So a good play there. 6-0 lead for Guymon. And number 2, Maggie Landis.
Number 3, our center fielder,
gets on
Avery
second.
Curtis.
Avery Curtis up to the plate now, looking to bring Landis home, but she's got to be careful. There's 2 outs here for the Tigers, as that one's middle outside. That's going to be ball number 1 for Pinion here. Has to be a little bit discouraged here, on the verge of striking Landis out, but just couldn't quite get it done. As ball number 2 comes in for Pinion. So Pinion looks to get something going here. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs for the Tigers. Curtis at bat. And high and outside, ball number 3, and Pinion is in danger of walking Curtis here. So Curtis stepping up to the plate in a very good situation for the Tigers. And Curtis will walk. So runners on first and second for the Tigers. Pinion having a bit of a rough go of it.
Catcher, Alex Curtis.
Catcher Alex Curtis will come to the plate. Setting up to bat here. Looking to bring 2 runners home and extend this lead. And high and outside, ball number 1 for Pinion. Curtis setting up at the plate once again. And low and outside this time for Pinion. Just off the foot of Fernandez. Curtis coming up to the plate. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the second. 6-0 lead for the Tigers here so far. Hooker looking to rebound here. And Curtis making good contact, but that'll go down as a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs as that ball goes out right over the fence here. Curtis heading up once again. Pinion with the pitch. And that comes in very high. And that allows Landis to make it home and extend this lead to 7-0. Avery Curtis now on third as her sister Alex is at the plate. So 3-1-2 for the Tigers here. And here's the pitch from Pinion. Comes in low and Curtis will walk. So that is 2 batters in a row walked by Pinion.
Up to bat, number 6, Cami
As
Acevedo.
number 6, Cami Acevedo comes out to bat once again for the Tigers. She's already scored a run tonight.
Go, Joe.
And Quintero will sub in as a runner for number 1, Alex Curtis. Acevedo at bat. Guymon still with 2 outs. Hooker with the pitch. And that's going to be strike number 1 as Pinion gets off to a good start in this series. Quintero taking second. Curtis on third. Very high and far away for Pinion on that pitch. Fernandez corrals it. That's going to be ball number 1. Acevedo at bat. That comes in right high and near the face of Acevedo. So ball 2, 1 strike, 2 outs. And that comes in low and on the ground to Fernandez. That's going to be ball number 3. And Pinion now stands on the precipice of walking 3 batters in a row here as Acevedo sets up the plate. And Acevedo was strike number 2, so the batter and the pitcher in an equal situation. Neither can afford a mistake here. 3, 2, and 2 for the Tigers. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and here's the pitch. And Acevedo makes contact, but caught easily, and that's going to flip field here and take us to the 3rd inning. Guymon with a 7-0 lead over the Hooker Bulldogs, but Hooker with some good defensive play to close out that inning. And Guymon Tigers in good spirits here as we get ready to start off the 3rd inning. The Hooker Bulldogs not so much, trying to get something going here against these Tigers, trying to make up some of these runs. And Coach Reese trying to get his players fired up right now, and Coach Heath and Coach Richardson telling their players, keep doing what you're doing here because it's working well, with a big lead here as we get set to begin the 3rd. And Beller, who has had a good night so far, getting ready to pitch once again for the Tigers. Beller getting in a few practice pitches and still has plenty of arm strength as we're going into the 3rd. Burning practice pitches in there to Curtis. And Coach Reese headed over to his observation point as number 15, is it number 15? 12.
I don't know.
Number 12, Rodriguez coming out to bat.
At the plate for the Hooker Bulldogs, number 12, Rodriguez.
So Rodriguez coming up to bat, going to see what she can do against Megan Beller here. And Rodriguez looking to spark something for the Bulldogs here as Beller leads off this series with a ball. Top of the 3rd here. Beller with the pitch. And that's 2 in a row. 2 balls, no strikes, and that comes in counted as a strike, pardon me, as Rodriguez sets up to bat once again. Beller with the pitch, and that comes in very close to the body of Rodriguez, so 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs here. Both players still in a good situation here as Rodriguez sets up at bat. Oh, and a little bit outside there for Beller. She's in a bit of a dangerous situation here now, on the verge of walking Rodriguez. So 3 balls, 1 strike, no out. Rodriguez at bat. And comes in very close, and that's going to be a walk, and I believe that's Beller's first walk of the night as Rodriguez will take first base. Number 13, Huskamp coming up to bat for the Bulldogs. All righty. And here's the pitch from Beller to Huskamp. And that's going to be a pitch and a strike as Beller gets off to a good start to this series. Huskamp setting up to bat. Beller with the pitch. And 2 pitches and 2 strikes for Beller. So doing on this series what you didn't get accomplished on the last. So in a very good situation here. Huskamp has to be careful. And Huskamp with contact, and they can't corral it, so she's going to go on first. as Rodriguez will make it to second. And
At the plate for hooker number 2, Guymon.
number 1, Vallis, will come up to bat for hooker. Runners on first and second for the Bulldogs.
Sorry, number 1, Vallis.
And Vallis looking to see what she can do here. And Vallis makes contact, but over the backstop here, so 2 strikes for Vallis so far. She has to be careful here. But the Bulldogs as a team in a comfortable situation so far. 2 runners on. As Beller sets up to pitch. 7-0 lead for Guymon. And Vallis makes good contact. And that's going to load the bases. As that's going to be number 10.
At the plate for hooker number 10, Hayes.
Number 10, Hayes, coming up to bat for the Bulldogs. Bases are loaded. Beller desperately wants the strikeout here. And that's going to be low, but it's going to be called a strike by the ump. So Hayes setting up to bat once again. 1 strike for Beller so far. Hayes setting up the plate. And here's the pitch. Good contact. And she'll be picked off at first. But number 12, Rodriguez, will make it home. Cutting Guymon's lead to 6 here.
Up to bat, number 11, Jordan Pritchard.
Jordan Pritchard up to bat for the Bulldogs. Beller setting up to pitch here for the Tigers. And that's going to be ball number 1 for Beller. 1 out so far here for the Tigers. And very close to the body of Pritchard. And that's going to be ball number 2. Top of the third still. Here's the pitch to Pritchard. Pritchard makes contact, but that's going to be the first strike as it's counted as a foul. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 7-1 lead for Guymon. Top of the third as Beller sets up to pitch once again. Pritchard at the plate. And Pritchard making contact once again. And they will not allow the runner to get home. So that'll be out number 2. So Hooker with 2 outs right now. Have to be careful as number 23 Parker comes up to bat. Guymon keeping it at a 6-run lead. But now runners on first and third for the Bulldogs. And Pritchard called safe at second. So Pritchard able to steal second there. So runners on second and third for the Bulldogs. 2 outs here, 1 strike. As Beller puts a ball close to the leg of Parker. So that's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 6-run lead for Guymon, top of the third. And Beller at the mound. Here's the pitch. Good contact made by Parker. And that'll allow 2 runners to come home for the Bulldogs. And that's going to be a 3-7 game, 4-run lead for the Tigers. But Hooker closing fast, finally got some momentum going here. Number 9, the pitcher Pinion comes up to bat for the Bulldogs. And Richardson telling her players, just settle down here, everything's going to be fine. Still a 4-run lead for the Tigers. Trying to keep their spirits up here on senior night at the Guymon High School softball complex. And Bishop getting some practice pitches in here. She came in relief last Friday against Noble and did well in relief of Beller. So let's see how she can do here. Bishop getting her practice pitches in. Hooker getting in pep talk here as we're almost ready to resume play. Pinion coming up to bat for the Bulldogs. 2 outs so far. Hooker has to be careful here, especially against the fresh-armed pitcher, Bishop. And
Feel free to sing along.
still in the top of the third here. And this is a great atmosphere here as the Guymon fans start to get fired up to the song Sweet Caroline.
Travis, lead us.
Getting loud in our broadcast booth here as Bishop
So good.
looks like she's almost ready here. And Bishop setting up to go against Pinion here.
At the plate, number 9 for Hooker Bulldogs, Pinion.
Bit of a pitcher versus pitcher battle here. Pinion the pitcher. Setting up at bat. Let's see what pitcher can do here early. Or see what Bishop can do here early. And Bishop leads off with a strike for the Tigers, so a good start there to her tenure. And Bishop tying her shoe, setting up once again. Pinion coming to the plate. 1 strike, 2 outs for the Bulldogs. And Bishop puts it off the foot of Curtis there. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs.
You need a car extinguisher in the concession stand? Can you smell it? It sounds like it. Oh, it smells like it.
And here's the pitch coming in. And Pinion makes good contact, but that's going to hit outside the foul line. That's going to go with 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Pinion has to be very careful here. 1 more strike will flip the field and take us to the bottom of the third. Still a 4-run lead for the Tigers. And here's the pitch. And 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. As Pinion sets up once again. Bishop setting up to pitch. Winds up. Here's the pitch. And there's going to be the strikeout, and that's going to take us to the bottom of the third. As Bishop obtains a strikeout on her first time at the mound here tonight. So, Guymon excited with a chance to extend this lead here. And Hooker with a bit of momentum there to start off the third. So, the Hooker fans in much better spirits as we get set to go to the bottom of the third. A little bit of momentum to build off of here. And it looks like it's going to be number 10, Annalisa Gonzalez, the artist formerly known as Chunky, here out to bat for the Tigers. Pinion has had a bit of a rough night at the mound so far, but she'll come back out to pitch for the Bulldogs. And let's see if she can get something going here, as the Bulldogs want to focus on good defense here at the bottom of this inning. And you can hear the Guymon fans yelling, "Go Chunky," as Annalisa Gonzalez takes the plate. And Pinion still looks like she has plenty of arm strength here, about midway through, so that's not the issue there. Bit of good camaraderie here, as you can see Annalisa Gonzalez for the Tigers
Drum Corps.
having a few laughs with the catcher, number 21, Fernandez for Hooker. And Pinion, the pitcher here. And here's the pitch. And low and outside, that's going to be ball number 1. Gonzalez setting up the plate again. Here's the pitch. Very close to the strike zone, but they're going to call that a ball, it looks like. So 2 balls, no strikes here. Coming in very close to the body of Annalisa Gonzalez. So I believe that's going to be ball number 3 there. And here's the pitch. And there's a strike. That's going to be strike number 1 for Gonzalez. As Annalisa Gonzalez sets up the plate once again. Pitch from Pinion, low and outside, and she will walk. So good start to this inning for this half for the Tigers.
The Diamond Tigers, number 9, Elizabeth Connor.
Number 9, Connor, coming up to bat. She's had a couple of good hits tonight. Here's the pitch from Pinion. Comes in very close, but that's going to be a strike just inside the strike zone there for Pinion. Gonzalez on first. And high and near the face of Connor. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to start off for Pinion. Connor at bat. And Connor doesn't want to reach out and grab that one. And good decision as it goes down as ball number 2. 1 strike here, 4-1 lead for the Tigers in the bottom of the 3rd. And Pinion throws a very high pitch up there to Fernandez. And Connor will not swing at that one. And Pinion sits in danger of walking another batter here as 3 balls, 1 strike for Connor. And Connor will be walked to first, and that will force Gonzalez to second. So number 12, Quintero, coming out to bat for the Tigers.
At the plate, number 12, Joe Quintero.
Go, Joe.
Quintero has a reputation as a good hitter for the Tigers. And she's hit well these past couple of home games here against Noble and against Beaver. So Guymon on a 2-win streak here. On a 2-win streak here at the Guymon High School softball complex, and a very high pitch from Pinion that goes over the head of Fernandez and into the backstop here. So runners on first and second. Quintero at bat. Here's the pitch from Pinion. Comes in low and close to the body of Pinion. And that's going to be ball number 2 there. There's a strike. Oh, maybe not. There's the pitch from Pinion. And that's going to be a strike there. As Guymon, sporting a 4-run lead here. I believe it's 3 balls, 1 strike. Apparently it was 2 balls, 1 strike there. Now 3 balls, 1 strike.
Girls
And
said that the GHS dance team, the entire dance team, is here to support them too.
Quintero takes a swing at that one and missed. 2 strikes, 3 balls. So both players in a precarious situation as Quintero sets up to bat once again. Can't afford a mistake here. Doesn't matter as she'll get walked to first. And bases are loaded as number 5, Alexis Bishop, comes up to bat for the Tigers.
Number 5, Lexi Bishop, your shortstop.
So Bishop needs a good hit here to bring all these 3 home. Pinion needs some good pitches here to force the first out. And Pinion with the pitch, that comes in high, and that's going to be ball number 1 for Pinion. So the Bulldogs here haven't forced an out yet in this inning. Here's the pitch. And Bishop makes good contact, but that's going to go over the fence here. So that's going to be called a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-run lead for the Guymon Tigers in the bottom of the 3rd. Bishop up to bat.
Go, Lexi.
And Pinion setting up the mound once again for the Bulldogs. And here's the pitch. And Bishop gets good contact out to left field. Gonzalez is going to come home. And Connor will also come home. Quintero will reside at 3rd. And Bishop will be on 2nd. So Guymon extending their lead back to 6 with a 9-3 lead over the Bulldogs right now.
Your pitcher, Megan Beller.
And big hit Beller coming to the plate here. Bottom of the 3rd, 6-run lead for Guymon. Comfortable situation here. And Pinion, she's pitched very well against Beller so far. So there's a strike there to lead off that series. Pinion with the second pitch, and Beller making big contact to right field, and That'll go outside of the foul line and send her back to home plate. So no balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Good situation here for Pinion for the Bulldogs. As Beller sets up at home plate once again, looking to make big contact once again.
We want to welcome the GHS dance team. Give us a cheer, dance team. Holler for us. Appreciate you coming out.
And over the loudspeaker, you can hear the announcement of the Guymon High School dance team here to support their Guymon Lady softball team here. So it's good to see organizations supporting organizations here as we get set to resume play. Beller setting up at home plate here. Pinion ready to pitch. Pinion sets up. Once again, a 6-run lead for the Tigers. And very low pitch for Fernandez. Very low pitch from Pinion to Fernandez, pardon me. That's going to be the first ball here against Beller. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Beller with the big hit and not corralled by the outfielder. So that's going to allow Quintero to come home. And Beller will stay at second with Bishop at third. So a 7-run lead for Guymon as Guymon goes up 10-3. Quintero making it home, still in the bottom of the third.
At the play, number 2, Maggie Landis.
All that caused by the monster hit from Beller, who is subbed out for substitution runner Arrington Johnson, pardon me, at second. Bishop making her way back to third. Maggie Landis coming up to bat for the Tigers. And Landis with the bunt, trying to see if she can make first. And she does. Very close. Let's see how they call it here. Bit of confusion. And will she stay or will she go? And
I think they had timeout.
oh, okay. Looks like it was a timeout before the play went through. So Landis will return to home plate, not to the dugout. And Pinion setting up here to pitch. And a high foul bunt.
Swing away. Swing away.
So Landis made contact twice in a row here, but it'll end up going 0 balls, 1 strike, no outs here for the Tigers, in a good situation here in the bottom of the third with the 7-run lead over the Hooker Bulldogs as Pinion sets up to pitch once again. Landis at bat. And Landis once again showing she's not afraid to make contact. And called a foul. So 2 strikes, no outs here for the Tigers. And Bishop has to be tired of running to home plate. But that's okay, showing good intensity there for the Tigers. As runners on second and third for the Tigers, and Landis not afraid to make contact as that one will go down as a ball. Bishop dives back to third. As Pinion sets up to pitch once again. Landis at home plate. Setting up to bat. And comes in low and close to the body of Landis. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes, pardon me. And Landis making contact once again there. And Arrington Johnson will make it home along with Alexis Bishop, extending Guymon's lead. 11-3. 8-run lead for the Tigers. 1 out for the Tigers as Landis was picked off at first.
Avery Curtis.
The senior, Avery Curtis, coming out for the Tigers. Pinion setting up on the mound. Still the bottom of the third. Guymon with a comfortable lead. And there's ball number 1 for Pinion as that pitch comes in high and to our right. Curtis setting up at home plate. And Curtis swings and misses. So a bit of a miscue there for Curtis. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 8-run lead for the Tigers, bottom of the 3rd here. Curtis setting up at the plate once again. And looked like a strike, but they're going to call it a ball there just outside the strike zone for Pinion. All right, Pinion setting up once again for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch, and another swing and miss by Curtis. That's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out for the Tigers. All right. Curtis setting up here at the plate once again for the Tigers. Here's the pitch from Pinion, and it comes in low, and that's going to be ball number 3, so equal footing for the batter and the pitcher right now, as neither can afford a mistake here. Avery at the plate. And she will walk. She'll head to first there.
Let's go, CC!
At the plate now, number 11, CC Sappington.
So CC Sappington, number 11, coming out to bat for the first time tonight for the Tigers. She's a decent hitter, as Pinion will try to get something going here. Runner on first, and Avery Curtis. And Pinion getting ready here. All right, here's Pinion, here's the pitch. And strike number 1 as Curtis will steal second. Thinks about stealing third, but decides to stay. All righty, Sappington at bat once again. 1 strike, 1 out for the Tigers. And Sappington swinging a miss there. That's going to be 2 strikes, 1 out. Sappington in a tough situation here. Cannot afford a strike. Sets up at the plate once again. Here's Pinion with the pitch. She's pitched well this series, but that's going to be a ball there. First ball by Pinion this series. Sappington up at the plate once again. Curtis looking for any chance to steal third. And she'll get one as Sappington drives it out to left field. And Curtis will come home. Sappington will head to second. And Guymon's lead will extend to 9. A 12-3 lead for the Tigers over the Hooker Bulldogs. So Hooker desperately trying to get something going here off the arm of Pinion.
The Guymon Tigers, number 14,
Arrington Johnson coming out to bat for the Tigers.
Sorry, the mic keeps going out.
And some technical difficulties. Won't spoil a good mood for the Guymon fans here as they are up big. As Hooker looks desperately to rebound here. Pinion setting up at the mound again, trying to get something going against Arrington Johnson for the Tigers. And Arrington Johnson with the high one. Can they get it? And they can't corral it. That's going to send Sappington to third. That's going to send Sappington to home. As Arrington Johnson, a good hit on the first pitch. 10-run lead for the Tigers, 13-3. All right, still sitting at the bottom of the third here. Annalisa Gonzalez here to bat for the Tigers.
At the plate, number 10, Chunky
Strike
Gonzalez.
number 1, and it seems as if Pinion does a little better against left-handed hitters. Not great right there as she puts a grounder into Fernandez. So that's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out for the Tigers as Pinion. Oh, good play there as Pinion forces the out off the Annalisa Gonzalez hit. And Connor, the top of the batting order, will come back out to hit for the Tigers. So
number 9, Liz
good
Connor.
contact by Gonzalez, but a good play by Pinion. Good heads-up play to pick it off there and force the out. Guymon now with 2 outs as Connor at the plate. Does not swing at that one. That's going to be a strike number 1 for Pinion. So a little bit of momentum off that out. and comes high and over the plate. And that's going to allow runner Arrington Johnson to get home. And that's 14-3 lead for Guymon. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Guymon in a good situation with Connor at bat. That one just went over the head of Fernandez from Pinion. Looking to rebound here is Pinion as she puts in one close to the ground. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Elizabeth Connor at bat. Oh, and takes one there, and she'll get the walk as Connor gets hit with the ball. And Joe Quintero will come up to bat for the Tigers. Pinion having a bit of a rough go of it here.
Joe Quintero.
And let's see if she can rebound against Quintero. The Hooker fans still very much behind Pinion here as she sets up to pitch. And here's the windup. Good pitch and a strike there against Quintero. 1 strike, 2 outs, no balls for the Tigers. 14-3 lead for the Guymon Tigers here at home. And here's the pitch from Pinion. Comes in very close. Connor just barely manages to get back on base. And a relieved sigh there from Coach Richardson as Quintero sets up at bat once again. And Connor looking for any chance to steal second here. Pinion, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs for the Tigers. And 3 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs as that pitch gets a little away from Pinion right there. Here comes the pitch. And that's called a ball. Quintero will walk. And Connor will be on second, so Pinion has had a rough night here. She's walked multiple batters this evening. Bishop coming up to the plate. She's had a couple of good hits for the Tigers, and another one there that goes really high. Let's see if they can get it, and they do corral it. So that's going to take us into the 4th as Bishop's hit is corralled for the 3rd out there. So Hooker looking desperately to overcome this 11-point deficit here as they head into the 4th. Guymon sitting on a comfortable lead. The Guymon fans very excited about that and enjoying the dulcet tones of the Guymon drum line here. So Coach Heath has to be very proud of how our team's played here so far. Coach Reese wants to see a little more out of his team, but they're not out of it yet. Looking to rebound here as they head into the 4th. And Bishop will continue pitching duties for the Tigers. So straight from batter to pitcher as she comes out here and gets a few practice pitches in. Once again, Coach Reese would like to remind everybody that Hooker is set to take on their rival Texoma in the district tournament next week at Hooker. And assuming all goes to plan here, looks like Hooker's going to come out of this one sporting an 8-11 record heading into that rivalry matchup against Texoma. Guymon looks to continue their home win streak here and advance it to 3 in a row here at home. 1 against Noble, 1 against Beaver on Monday. And looking to put up another one here against the Hooker Bulldogs, but early in the 4th, so let's see what goes here. Number 21, Fernandez at bat for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch from Bishop, goes a little high. That's going to lead off her series of pitching with a ball. Fernandez setting up to bat once again. Bishop at the mound. Here's the pitch from Bishop. And very close to the body, so they're going to call that a ball. So Fernandez in a good situation here with 2 balls, no strikes, and no outs for the Bulldogs right now. Fernandez setting up again. Here's the pitch, and there's the contact from Fernandez, and the senior, Annalisa Gonzalez, is able to pick her off at first. So,
Up to bat,
number 18,
Haley Burge.
Haley Burge will come up to bat for the Bulldogs here. Trying to get something going, trying to make up a bit of this 11-point deficit or 11-run deficit here. As Bishop at the mound, setting up to pitch. And here's the pitch from Bishop. And very close to the strike zone there, but they're going to call that a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out for the Bulldogs right now. Bishop setting up once again. And contact there. And the toss to Gonzalez will make that 2 outs against the Bulldogs. As number 12, Rodriguez.
Number 12, Natalie Rodriguez.
Number 12, Rodriguez, comes up to bat for the Bulldogs. Bishop setting up the pitch here. Holding her stomach, which made a note some butterflies. And close to the strike zone there, but that's going to be a ball for Bishop. 2 outs here for the Bulldogs. They have to be careful here as Bishop sets up at the mound, ready to pitch. And here's the pitch from Bishop. And good contact from number 12, Rodriguez. And not able to corral it there is the Guymon outfield, so they do not force the out there as number 13. Huskamp comes up to bat for the Bulldogs.
13 at the plate for hooker Ryan Huskamp.
All right. Bishop setting up to pitch once again. Huskamp has a runner on first for the Bulldogs. 14-3 lead here for Guymon. And Bishop with the pitch, but Huskamp gets a good clack on it. That's going to send it out to left field. That's going to put runners on first and second.
At the plate, number 1, Natalie Vallis.
Top of the batting order, Natalie Vallis coming up to the plate here to go against Bishop, seeing if she can load the bases or lead some of these Bulldogs home. As Bishop with the pitch. And says it's a ball there. So that's going to go down as a ball as Vallis setting up the plate once again. Here's the pitch from Bishop. Coming in low, that's going to be ball number 2 here. Runners on first and second for the Bulldogs. Vallis setting up the plate once again. And here's the pitch from Bishop. And she sits in danger of walking a batter here. And I believe this will be the first one she has walked tonight if she does. And Vallis steps up to the plate once again. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs for the Bulldogs. And Bishop having a bit of a rough go of it here this series. And right over the plate, that's strike number 1 for Bishop there. So a little bit of a rebound for the Tigers there. Still with 3 balls. Bishop cannot afford another mistake here. As Bishop sets up the pitch, winds up, here's the pitch. And Vallis makes contact. Unable to corral it. And that is going to bring number 12, Rodriguez, home to make it 4-14, cut that lead to 10 for the Tigers.
At the plate,
So
number 10, Tommy Hayes.
score of 4 for the Hooker Bulldogs as Hayes comes to the plate. Looking to bring 2 more runners home and cutting into this deficit a little bit here. As Bishop had a bit of a rough go of it there that last series, but looking to rebound here against Hayes. Bishop with the pitch. And a little bit high there, so that's going to be a ball. Very close to the strike zone, but not quite there for Bishop. Although, if you're the Guymon Tigers here, it might be in your best interest to throw a few balls and get away from keep the hits away from the Hooker Bulldogs here, as you want to maintain this lead. You don't want to give up any more runs than you have to, so walking a batter is always better than letting them get a hit off as Hayes sets up to bat. And puts a foul out there into the right fence. So that's going to be 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for the Bulldogs here as Bishop sets up to pitch once again. Top of the 4th. 10-run lead here for the Tigers. Hayes setting up the plate once again. Makes contact here, but that's going to go past the foul line, so another foul for Hayes. Leaves it at 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Good situation here for the Tigers. All right, 14-4 lead for the Tigers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Bishop sets up to pitch here. And Hayes gets contact on that one. And number 9, Connor, can't corral it. So that's going to bring number 13, Huskamp, home for the Bulldogs, cutting that lead to 9 for the Tigers. And number 11, Pritchard, up to bat here.
Jordan Pritchard.
And Vallis sitting on 3rd. Hayes sitting on 2nd for the Bulldogs as Bishop sets up to pitch here. Lexus Bishop setting up to pitch here for the Tigers. And here's the pitch. That's going to be a strike there for Bishop. So good way to lead off the series against Pritchard. Bishop setting up to pitch once again. And here's the pitch. And a low pitch, but Pritchard swings at it, so that's going to make it 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Bishop desperately wants to get this final strike here to flip field. Here's Bishop, and low and outside. That's going to be ball number 1 here, the first on this series, as Pritchard sets up the plate once again. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. And a hit back out to the outfield, but that's going to go past the foul line. So leaves it at 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for the Pritchard and the Bulldogs here. And still a 9-run lead for Guymon. Still in the top of the 4th inning. And here's Bishop. Pritchard makes good contact, and the Guymon outfield corrals it. So the run by Vallis will not count, as she does make it home, but not before the inning ends, or not before the half ends. And so Guymon will go into the bottom of the 4th, sporting a 9-run lead over the Hooker Bulldogs. But Hooker with some good hitting there, showing a little life here, trying to get back into this game. And let's see if Pinion resumes pitching duties here for the Bulldogs, or if they bring out a relief pitcher. Pinion has struggled so far, surrendering 14 runs, but looking to have a rebound inning here. So let's see what Pinion can do. If she is indeed the first one out to pitch for the Bulldogs. And the first one out to bat for the Tigers will be Beller. And Beller, the pitcher that led off this game, had a good game early.
Fans that the Guymon Lady Tigers play tomorrow in Guthrie in a district game, and on Saturday at Carl Albert, more district games, and the 26th at Elk City, and then on to regionals and hopefully state.
So the Guymon Tigers with games coming up against Guthrie, Carl Albert, and then hoping to make their way to state here later on in the season as Big Bat Beller comes up to bat. Did I say Big Hit Beller earlier? I meant Big Hit Beller. But definitely a slugger here as she comes up to the plate.
Megan Beller.
but Pinion has performed better against Beller than any other batter tonight for the Tigers. So, and Pinion with the ball to lead off this series as she looks to get something going here for the Bulldogs, looking to play good defensive ball here. Two pitches, 2 balls here for the Hooker Bulldogs as Pinion's trying to get something going. Here's the third pitch, and that's going to be low to the legs of Beller. So 3 balls in a row here. And that's not what you want to see if you're a Bulldogs fan, with Guymon already sporting a 9-run lead. And Pinion in danger of walking another batter. 1 strike here for Beller as she hits it high and over the fence, but back into the parking lot here. So 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs for the Tigers so far. Beller still in an extremely good situation here as she comes up to the plate. Ready to try to swing into this one. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be strike number 1 as Pinion finally gets her first strike against Beller, but the foul will make it 2 strikes here on the series. And Beller will walk as Pinion's pitch comes in low. Landis coming out to bat for the Tigers.
Landis.
And the Tigers have done well so far. Bottom of the 4th here. And that's going to be a ball as Landis does not swing at that one, so a good eye there for Landis. 9-run lead for the Tigers. Bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch from Pinion. Landis does swing at that one. Would have been a ball, but she swings at it, so it ends up as a strike. So 1-1 here for Landis so far. No outs for the Tigers still as Beller sits on first. And Landis drives it way out to left field, and that one's going almost over the fence there. Beller trying to work her way to third base, and a bit of an errant throw by the outfielder there allows Beller to get on third. Landis with the big contact to get on second. And Avery Curtis coming to bat for the Tigers.
For the Lady Tigers, number 3, Avery Curtis.
So Pinion has had a long tenure in this game so far. Arms looking a little tired, but looking for the strikeout here against Curtis as the first pitch comes in, and that's a strike. So good pitch there from Pinion. Guymon looking to extend their lead here as Curtis comes up to the plate. Curtis with the hit, drives it out to center field. And Curtis makes it on base. That allows Beller to make it home and Landis to make it to third. So Guymon extends their lead to 10 once again as we get a stoppage in play here.
I believe that's the game.
And that's going to be the game as Guymon, with the 10-run lead, run rules the Hooker Bulldogs.
Another thanks to that Guymon Drug Corps and our dance team.
Guymon,
And the GHS dance
let's
team.
see, Guymon here will end up with a 19-11 record. And Hooker will end up with an 8-11 record as Guymon Senior Night goes 10 runs in favor of the Guymon Tigers over the visiting Hooker Bulldogs as Hooker heads on to host Texoma in the district tournament next week, and that'll be a rivalry game for the Hooker Bulldogs. So looking to build up some momentum for that one, but didn't quite get it here. From PTCI Channel 2, this is Matt Sparks signing off for your Guymon High School softball team.